Alamo, Minnesota. In his 8th U.S. Super Late Model competition, the Soyboard Calf Ranches, Land of Pressure Washers, Hanco Corporation, Fuel Factory, The Real Cafe, B1, it's Brent Larson.
Only the toughest drivers can handle the World of Outlaws Late Model Series. Only the toughest pressure washers carry the name Landa.
Oswego's hectic. You know, all of a sudden you're ripping the fence and you're sliding across, and all of a sudden it de-rubbers and it slicks back up.
Oh, we got caution on the racetrack.
If you win Dirt Week, you're there forever, and there's not much more prestigious thing you can do in dirt modified racing.
It's time for the ultimate thrill ride. The ground-pounding, earth-shaking, window-rattling beast of the Northeast are ready to rock.
DMI Racing Components and Bulldog Quick Change Rears are developed, engineered, and manufactured to take you to victory lane. Whether you are a touring professional or a weekend warrior, the products offering you the best value, reliability, and performance come to DMI and Bulldog. Innovation Racing Components, proudly made in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, USA. Visit diversifiedracing.com to learn more about the complete line of DMI Racing Components and the Bulldog Quick Change Rears.
Now showing the World of Outlaws Real American Beer Late Model Series, presented by DIRTVision. Featuring the best drivers, biggest races.
Fantastic start! The Reaper strikes! He wins the 2025 season opener!
And best coverage of dirt late model racing.
My name is Ashton Smythe. I'll be covering all of the action.
Powerful late models on the planet!
DIRTVision is home to the greatest shows on dirt.
'23 and 2024, Mother Nature got the best of us, but here in 2025, the Outlaws are back at Senoia Speedway and ready to tackle this Georgia track. Welcome into the World of Outlaw Real American Beer Late Models, presented by DIRTVision. My name is Ashton Smythe, and I got you covered with everything happening down in the pits today. Joined up in the booth in just a little bit by the voice of the World of Outlaw Late Models, Ruben Morales. And whether you're joining us here in Georgia or watching at home on DIRTVision, thank you so much for spending your Saturday evening with us. Mother Nature is very, very kind to us today. An absolutely gorgeous day here in the south. Sun out and shining. A little bit of clouds in the sky to block that sun every once in a while, and a little bit of breeze blowing through the area. Honestly, you couldn't ask for a more perfect day to be racing, and we are all ready to go here at Senoia. Day number 2 of this Georgia swing that we had with the Outlaws. Yesterday, we stopped at Needmore Speedway for the first time since 2011, and it was an absolutely incredible race where Nick Hoffman ended back up in victory lane for the first time since July. If you weren't able to join us, here are those highlights.
Back underway here in Needmore. Take 2. A way better start this time. It's going to be Tim McCready with the early race lead down the back straightaway. The 9 and Nick Hoffman going to run in second. Shirley will follow there in the 3S. Off of corner number 4, this time by Down the back straightaway, 3 wide with Whitener, Dodson, and Pierce. Great battle as they race into 3. It's McCready, Hoffman, Shirley, the top 3 at the line. Bobby Pierce gets 2 for the price of 1. Now we're about a half straightaway away from encountering the tail end of the field here. Nick Hoffman right there. All over. The 9 of Tim McCready. Battle for the lead at the line. New race leader, Nick Hoffman. Nick Hoffman gonna get around him on the bottom. Can he clear him into turn number 1? McCready on the outside pushes up the racetrack, and new race leader Nick Hoffman down the backstretch. Nick Hoffman works his way to the line this time, 20 laps in, 20 laps to go, and we are dead even for second. Shirley to the inside of Tim McCready. Shirley has it off of turn number 2. He'll take second, and here comes Pierce along for the ride. Bobby Pierce trying to take third from T-Mac, and he will. Shirley slides up the racetrack. That leaves the bottom open for Pierce, but Hunter Cone is right there. Bobby Pierce going to take second at the line. At 32 of Pierce got 2 for the price of 1 again, but now Shirley back around him on the outside. Hunter Cone's on the bottom. That's going to force Pierce to move up the racetrack. Nick Hoffman leads this one by a 2.7 second lead over the battle for second, which is Shirley and Pierce. Shirley up the racetrack. Pierce is there, and off of corner number 4, side by side. Shirley's got it at the line, but Pierce with high side momentum. Those two still door to door, and down the backstretch, the smooth operator, smoother than cream cheese on a bagel, and he's got it. He goes to the bottom. That leaves the outside open for Pierce. The Barrett's performance, 1 lap to go. I don't think it's going to be enough for Pierce. Nick Hoffman will point it straight into turn number 1 and down the backstretch for the final time for his first win in the South. And Nick Hoffman gonna tie his career best. 5 wins a year ago. He gets his 5th here in 2025. Hoffman wins in Needmore.
It was Nick Hoffman who picked up the win. Bobby Pierce in second and Brian Shirley in third for the first trip since 2011 to Needmore Speedway. But here tonight at Senoia Speedway, the first trip since 2021, but not for lack of trying. Unfortunately, Mother Nature's gotten the best of us the past few years, but we've been here 3 times before. 2017, Brandon Shepard picked up the win. In 2018, Smokey Chris Madden ended up in victory lane right here in Georgia. We took a break off in 2019 and 2020 before we returned in 2021, where Ashton Winger picked up an Outlaw win right here in his home state of Georgia. And then, like I said, 2023, 2024, Mother Nature got the best of us, but back here today for the Billy Clanton Classic. And one driver who's very excited to be back under the Outlaw banner and here at Senoia Speedway is Ashton Winger. Yep, that's right. He is on property and back battling with the Outlaws. If you remember, back at the start of the season, Ashton Winger was on tour with us. Unfortunately, when we went to the north, had to drop off due to some equipment issues, but since then has been doing a pick and choose schedule, running all sorts of different things, some local things down here in the southeast, as well as running some Hell Tour races with the Summer Nationals, and has picked up 3 wins in the season since dropping off tour with the Outlaws, one of them being right here at Senoia Speedway. Although it's been 4 years since he's won under Outlaw competition right here in Georgia, he's very excited to be back, and we caught up with him earlier on today about how he's feeling to be back in his home state with the Outlaws and how he's feeling going into tonight.
I mean, it feels good. I mean, this is obviously my favorite place in Georgia. I mean, hell, my shops, we race at a Clint Smith shop a mile up the road, so it's a good racetrack. It's actually, in my opinion, when it's right, it's one of the best ones in the country, and it's cool when all the really, really good guys from around the country come in and you kind of see where you stack up and kind of give us a gauge on the big race they have at the end of the year over here. So most of the guys here have come down here enough for the big race at the end of the year that they probably have enough of a notebook. It's just another night. So, you know, hopefully, like I said, we just get qualified good and end up in the redraw, and you know, like I said, this place is awesome. You could be able to race it on a 2-3 wide all night. So I'm really looking forward to it. And you know, like I said, hopefully we can pull one off. Yeah, I mean, it's cool. You know, it's probably realistically more than anything. It's you know, you kind of feel like you got to keep winning, you know, in order to keep that bar up as high as you set it. So like I said, hopefully I just don't do anything dumb, and we can do the same thing as what happened 4 years ago over here.
You just heard him say it, his shop only being about a mile down the road, and his goal moving forward tonight is to make his way into the redraw and see what he can do in the 50-lap feature here tonight. And a few more guys on property also defending their home turf here tonight. The Overton brothers, both Brandon and Cody on property, but not only just them, you will also see their middle brother, Dalton Overton, running here tonight in the crate classes. Man, all three Overtons just from down the road, about 3 hours from here in Evans, Georgia, but they grew up here cutting their teeth in crate late model racing. And both Overton brothers, Cody and Brandon, of course, taking on tours in different capacities this year. Cody running the full-time season with us here, the World of Outlaw Real American Beer late models, versus Brandon Overton tackling the Longhorn factory car this year with the Lucas Oil Dirt Late Model Series. But let's dive a little bit deeper into this battle of the brothers and their statistics in 2025, and more so their statistics here at Senoia Speedway. Brandon's beating little brother Cody by just a little bit in the starts on the 2025 season. But if you look at wins, Cody Overton actually has more, having 6 on the season where Brandon only has 3. Top 5s and top 10s, Brandon, the older brother, takes that cake. But then we move farther back down to looking at Senoia specific stats. Cody Overton has 4 wins on the 2025 season here at Senoia, whereas Brandon has 3. 2 of those coming for Cody just this past weekend, opting out of running the World 100 to run right here and cut his teeth and see what he could do to get ready for this weekend moving forward. Also a 9.9 average finish for Cody Overton with his average finishes here at Senoia Speedway, whereas Brandon just a little over 4 at 4.2. We caught up with both of the brothers earlier on today about how it feels to be back defending their home turf, and what is it like racing when the whole family is here on property.
Yeah, it feels good. I love this racetrack. It hasn't been the best to me, you know. I've obviously won here, but it's just a tricky place. It's hard to get around. It gets really slick, or sometimes, you know, it might have some character, rough around the wall. So just you don't ever know what you're gonna get. So
It's a lot like Swainsboro. So I was good there at one point. We went there earlier the year. Sucked. I don't really know. I don't really like the speed, the fast. I feel like this place kind of gets slow and slick, and not as good as some of these guys around here, but I feel like I like it a lot more my comfort zone.
They're my little brothers, so obviously I want to beat them. You know, I'm supposed to. I'm the older one, but it's just cool to be around them and watch them. You know, it's something we all have an interest in and share in. I feel like racing, period, just kept me and my brothers close. You know what I mean? We always got something to talk about or do together, so that's awesome. If I can't win, I hope they win, you know, so it's a cool weekend.
We talk, but I think we're to the point where, like, I know what I want, he knows what he wants, so it's just so different. But with Dalton, like, I'm telling him one thing, Brandon's telling him another thing. I'm like, don't listen to him, he sucks, listen to me. And then Brandon's like, don't listen to him. So, I don't know, I don't really think even Dalton cares either. He's just in it.
If it came down to last lap, Brandon's in front of you, would you wreck your brother for the lead?
Absolutely, 100%. I wouldn't even think about it.
I don't know, I'd probably say I would, but I don't think I've ever wrecked anybody on purpose. So I'd probably want to, because I know I'm going to hear it for a week. But yeah, like I said, I've always said it. If I can't win, I hope my little brother does.
Keep your eye on the number 2 and the 76 this weekend, both of them defending their home turf here in Georgia, and we'll see what they have and which brother comes out on top, and if either of them will end up in victory lane here tonight. Lots of things to look forward to here tonight. Before we kick off racing action, let's take a quick second to look at the order of events. We are joined by a few other classes here tonight, the 602 Sportsman as well as the Modifieds and the Chargers, but the Sportsmans that kick off the night with their hot lap session, followed directly by the modified hot lap qualifying session. Then the Real American Beer late models take to the track for the first time for their hot laps, followed by Sportsman qualifying before the World of Outlaws back out on the track for their 2-lap qualifying sessions. Then the Chargers will take to the track for their hot lap qualifying session before we will take a quick break from on-track action for opening ceremonies. We then roll right through World of Outlaw Real American Beer late model heats, 8 laps apiece. 4 of them, top 2, will end up in the redraw on the front stretch with me later on tonight. Then it is feature racing action time. Kicking off the night, the modified feature, followed by that redraw on the front stretch where we will determine the front 4 rows for the feature, for the Outlaw feature later on tonight. Before Landa Pressure Washer last chance showdowns for the Outlaws happen, 2 of them 10 laps apiece. Then the 602 Sportsman feature happens, but before the World of Outlaw Real American Beer late model feature, Billy Clanton Classic, hits the track for 50 laps, and to close out the night, the Charger feature. So much to look forward to here tonight, and like I said, my name is Ashton Smythe. I got you covered with everything happening down here on the ground, but Ruben, you're up in the booth. I'm really excited. This is almost a new kind of dirt for me, this sort of gray, slick Southern that I've heard so many guys talk so highly of. Heard great things about this racetrack. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, absolutely. Good evening to you, Ashton, and it's going to be a night here at Senoia, ready to rock and roll here for the Billy Clanton Classic. Welcome up to the booth. My name's Ruben Morellis alongside Tim Cooper, the voice of Senoia Raceway. Tim, you were just bringing it up, nearly 100 race cars for 4 divisions. It's pretty stout here at Senoia.
It is a real good field of cars tonight. 93 cars, like we were just talking about our 602 late model Sportsman class. Always some great racing. I think we got about 25 of those. So looking good for tonight. So as they're getting ready to hit the track here for hot laps. So right now the racing just looked 82 degrees. So just right, the sun goes down. It's going to be great for some racing out here tonight.
And thankfully, because we've been trying to come for 3 years.
Yes,
and Mother
3
Nature
years, and we welcome y'all
out.
with open arms. I tell you, it's been a lot of weather the past couple of years for everybody, even this year for us. So
yes, sir.
We'll take this all day long.
Absolutely. All right, my friend. Well, you got race cars on the racetrack. We'll turn things over to you.
There you see the 29 there. That is Shane Fulcher, as this will be hot laps for our 602 late model Sportsman drivers. They'll be back later on for their qualifying. Right there, 14-year-old Austin Bloodworth, a great little kid right there. Got a couple of wins this year already and last year. Austin Bloodworth, so a great little kid right here. So he'll be a strong one to hit tonight. And there you see Olivia Gentry, one of our female drivers. Olivia Gentry. She's always great to a great driver here and fast driver here. There you see the 15 of Marty Massey, had a couple of wins already this year. They're going to iron in a little bit of track here or there. You see the 7 of Matthew Cade. Had some good runs this year trying to get that first win. His sister Kaylee Cade to be out here later on in Charger class. There you see Craig Scott going down the back straight. Got that Scott Bloomquist like emblem there on the side. For Scott Bloomquist, Craig Scott. I hear a race director telling them to pick up the pace as we get ready to go here to 16B of JC Maddox. A little bit of overcast right now. There you see the 97. That is Jamie Godby, our 2024 late model Sportsman track champion, also the owner over at Penton Raceway over in Penton, Alabama. Great little speedway over there. Jamie way up high there, just see him slip up. Great shot there. The camera right there looks like that's right around the start-finish line here on the front straightaway. JC Maddox there, going up under the 29 of Shane Fulcher. A little bit overcast, so we still got a little bit of dampness on the track, so the track should pick up and get even faster each class as we got Overton Modifieds coming up next. Looks like that 97 there of Jamie Godby, 6 quick. JC Maddox there in that 16B is quick time right now. They will be back later for qualifying to determine starting positions. Austin Bloodworth to the 24, second quick. get ready for the next 602 Sportsman group to come out. We got 25 602 late model Sportsmen. Like I was saying, our 602 late model Sportsman races here the past several years has been a popular division with some great racing. Got to get some names on these drivers. Don't have the names. On these, I know we got Josh Lanford in one of the L97s. There you see the 27 of Wesley Marchman. Him and his brother Parker Marchman run this class every week. Last year, Parker got a win over his brother, who finished second. Race director telling them to speed it up and get going here. There you see the 22 of Alan Brewer. His son Daniel Brewer also races this class. Because that's one thing about this class here at Senoia. We have some families that members of race together. Braxton Barber coming off turn 4. He's always fast. And that's the 98 of Josh Copeland. Josh Copeland picked up a top 3 finish here last weekend there in that 98. We got one around down here trying to get that number. That's a 31 of Cody King. As checkers come out, open wheel modified drivers in the pits be getting ready. Open wheel modified, your hot lap qualifying's coming up. After that, we'll be going to the World of Outlaws hot laps. So the World of Outlaws Super Late Model Series be hitting the track coming up. But open wheel modified drivers be getting ready. 602s on the track, then it'll be you. So hot laps, looking at quick time. Jamie Godby, our 2024 track champions. Quick time right now with Austin Bloodworth and JC Maddox. As we get ready next, looks like the 17C, that is Justice Maurice. Like Josh Lanford there in the L97. Darren Ray, one of our regulars here every Saturday night, there in that number 22. And there is the 22, D22 of Daniel Brewer. His father, Alan Brewer, just in the group ahead of this one. Daniel has some great runs past couple of weeks. And the 21 right there, longtime track supporter of Senoia Raceway, Johnny Stinchcomb. That's a 107 of Lark Haskins. Good to see him out here. Has not been here in a while. Right there, another, I don't know if you call it a second or third generation driver. There's a 16 of Bubba Scott. But the one that was on the screen there was C.J. Page, the nephew of Michael Page. Not only does his uncle Michael race, but his father Mark Page, and years ago his grandfather Chuck and his grandmother Darlene race cars. at Seven Flags Speedway up the road here in Douglasville, Georgia, that's no longer there. So that family has been in the racing business a long time in this area. As I'm looking here to see if that was the last of our 602s. And that was. We got modifieds coming up next. Modified, we got 12 modified cars tonight. Later on, we have 21 602 Chargers. There's still 35 super late models checked in. So a great field of cars for 4 classes here. As we're clearing the speedway for the 602s to get back to their haulers, get those cars ready for their qualifying coming up. But once again, open wheel modified drivers, if you're not in staging, be there. You are coming up now. So open wheel modified drivers, be ready. You're coming up. Want to welcome all those home watching on DIRTVision. Thank you for joining in here at Senoia Raceway. Want to tell you we got some events coming up. Our last race of the year. We'd love to see you out here for the our last race of the year, the Peach State Classic. Great race, 20,000 to win on Friday night, November 14th, and 30,000 to win on November the 15th on Saturday night. A lot of these World Outlaw Series drivers and a lot of other drivers across the country already have this race on their schedule. If you've not ever been to this race, a great 2-day party as we get ready to see the M1 of Robert Caldwell on the speedway. It's like number 1, Shane Gulledge, that blue car there. And right there, that 87, Zach Pilcher, been the one to beat the past several weeks, picked up the win in several races, always bad fast there. And that 87, the 00 of Jason Turner. He had to start last week, and I think got all the way up to 3rd. So great run last week for Jason Turner. The 59 of Brett Gardner. They see the 29 of Zay Clark. Finished a runner-up last weekend, 2nd to Zay Clark. A white flag in the air for this group. This is their qualifying also, and right now Zach Pilcher, the one they've been chasing the past couple of weeks, is quick time, a 16.985 right there. He's coming back to checkers. Jason Turner 2nd quick in a 00. So right now, Zach Pilcher set the quick time, 16.985, as they're all chasing that time to beat. Everybody else is 17 seconds and above, as Jason Turner 2nd, Zay Clark, and Shane Gulledge. Next groups to be the rest of the field. My buddy right there, the 122 of Stratton Cinderella. Nobody tries harder than that guy right there to get a win. Has not got one yet. Then we have the 07 of Vern Miller. Vern Miller up the modifieds this year. There's Paris Duncan, another longtime supporter of Senoia Raceway. That 87 there, C87 of Chris Fennell. Starting to see a little bit of dust throw up now, but not a whole lot. 17A there was like a Abby Brown. Here in the 17. Zach Pilcher still quick time, but now second quick goes to the H55 of Tyler Hill. Checker flag coming out on this group, should be the last one. Paris Duncan second quick. So Zach Pilcher in the 87P will be a pole sitter, and Stratton Citarella in the 122 second quick on that second lap with the H55 of Tyler Hill, Jason Turner fourth, and Zaid Clark fifth. So that'll wrap it up for our open wheel modifieds as we get ready next for the World of Outlaw Series. 35 cars getting ready to hit the speedway for hot laps. Now, Ruben, if you're ready over here, I'm going to throw it to you. Great working with you. Glad to have you here. Great to see these guys. A lot of these guys y'all have raced with, y'all. I'm fans of theirs and love to see them here at my home track.
Yeah, well, Tim, honor working with you, my friend. And we've been needing to do this for quite some time, as we said, but Mother Nature keeps raining us out. But good to be here. We have a total of 35 entries for the World of Outlaws here tonight. Tonight, a 50-lap feature, $15,000 to win for the World of Outlaws, and $1,200 to start. Track record set by Brandon Overton back on July 6, 2020 at a 12.684. 12.684. As we mentioned, 35 entries. We'll have 18 cars in Group A qualifying, 17 cars in Group B qualifying. 4 heat races tonight, taking the top 4 directly to the feature. 16 drivers of the 35 will be locked in to the feature after heat race competition. 5th on back from the opening 2 heats will go to Last Chance Showdown number 1. 5th on back from heats 3 and 4 will go to Last Chance Showdown number 2. 2 Last Chance Showdowns taking the top 3, and then that'll set our field up with World of Outlaws points, provisionals, and emergencies if needed here tonight at Senoia. As we mentioned, of course, Mother Nature raining us out the past couple of years. Last visit for the Outlaws to Senoia back in 2021, and that was Ashton Winger picking up the win. Chris Madden in 2018 and Brandon Shepard in 2017. Hot lap session number 1, rolling onto the speedway, led out by the 388 Jackson Heist of Ocala, Florida. Won World of Outlaws start at Swainsboro earlier this year, 23rd for the young 17-year-old first-generation driver. Also on the speedway, there you see on your screen the 74X Ethan Dotson MD3 Rookie of the Year contender, 51 World of Outlaws starts, got his first career World of Outlaws win at Farmers City earlier this year. Right behind him, the number 16G, that is going to be Austin Gonzalez, 3rd year behind the wheel of a late model out of Temple, Georgia, in the number 16, making his World of Outlaws debut. Right behind him, the 2006 World of Outlaws champion out of Watertown, New York. That's the 9, a T-Mac Tim McCready. 488 World of Outlaws starts for T-Mac, 37 career World of Outlaw victories, 9th on the all-time wins list. Last night's hard charger up 10 positions at Needmore out of Rochester, Minnesota. Last year's MD3 Rookie of the Year champion Dustin Sorensen, feeling really good. And also on the speedway, the 49 Jake Tim out of Winona, Minnesota, MD3 Rookie of the Year contender. 53 Outlaw starts, best finish 5th at Norman County Raceway. And also on the speedway, you'll find the number 38 T-Machine. That's going to be Matthew Taylor out of Fort Valley, Georgia. His first year of super late model racing, 16-year-old third-generation driver, made his first World of Outlaw start last night, got 24th at Needmore. Those are all the drivers around the speedway here for Hot Lap session number 1. The driver with the Dirt King simulators fastest hot lap gets an extra $100. That, of course, coming from Dirt King simulators. Jackson Heiss at the top of the charts right now, 14.905. Ethan Dotson now to the top of the charts at a 14.864 in the 74X. Checkered flag is going to fly, and Ethan Dotson has the Dirt King Simulator's fastest hot lap early to kick things off here at a 14.864. Hot lap session number 2 getting ready to roll momentarily here onto the speedway. Some drivers parked in the infield, majority of the drivers parked in the outside, so we'll get them to their respected pit area here and get ready to welcome group number 2 onto the speedway. A short turnaround for these drivers, as we only have 602 Sportsman qualifying in between, and then we'll come back for qualifying here with the Outlaws right after that. Tim McCready second quick, Jackson Heiss third, Jake Tim fourth, Dustin Sorensen fifth, Austin Gonzalez sixth, and Matthew Taylor in seventh. Hot lap session number 2 getting ready to roll onto the speedway. Led out by the most recent winner at Senoia with the Outlaws, 4-time World of Outlaws feature winner. That is Ashton Winger, trying to make his 89th World of Outlaws start tonight for the 2020 World of Outlaws Rookie of the Year and 2023 Dirt Car Summer Nationals champion. Right behind him, the number 29, that is going to be Mike Weed out of Franklin, Georgia, making his World of Outlaws debut in his first ever year behind the wheel of a super late model, second time ever behind the wheel of a super late model, 6th year on the dirt, come from asphalt after 14 years, ran 602s, 604s, and limited late models, trying to make his first Outlaw start here tonight. Right behind him, that's going to be the number 16, Sam Seawright out of Fort Payne, Alabama. 7 World of Outlaw starts for Seawright, best finish 7th at Smoky Mountain earlier this year for the 2025 Ice Bowl champion. In the number 22, Chris Ferguson out of Mount Holly, North Carolina, 2-time World of Outlaws feature winner in his 87 World of Outlaw starts. In the number 22, last night's feature winner out of Mooresville, North Carolina, the Ty Touring number 9, and Nick Kaufman picked up his 11th career World of Outlaws victory, currently second in the World of Outlaws point standings. Also on the speedway, the number 48, that's going to be Hunter Cohn out of Mooresville, North Carolina, in his first year behind the wheel of a super late model, 18-year-old fourth-generation driver Hunter Cohn. Those are all the drivers around the speedway here at Senoia as they get the Gorsuch Performance green flag. Ashton Winger straight to the top of the charts here, 14.783. Also on the speedway, the number 24, Peyton Stevenson out of High Falls, Georgia. Apologies there, didn't see him on the speedway. My view very blocked tonight. Peyton Stevenson trying to make his first World of Outlaws start, first year behind the wheel of a super late model. Ashton Winger to the top of the charts, 14.783. Ashton Winger second, Ethan Dotson third, Tim McCready fourth, Jackson Heiss in fifth. There you see him on DIRTVision, the 9, and Nick Kaufman now with the Dirt King simulators. Fastest hot lap, 14.696, 14.696.4. Nick Kaufman in the 9, trying to go back-to-back with the World of Outlaws. Very, very good last night at Needmore. Challenged McCready for the lead 7 laps into the feature, then the caution came out, and 7 laps later, under green flag conditions, Hoffman was there and took the lead from McCready and took off. And Hoffman with a very good win last night in the 9, matching his season record. Of course, last year had 5 wins. That was his record. Now this year with 5 wins, trying to beat the record now with 6 and get his 12th of his career. Next group led out by the T1 of Todd Morrow out of Penton, Alabama. Trying to make his first World of Outlaws feature start in his 26th year behind the wheel of a super late model, that Britain Motorsports number T1. Right behind him, you will find the number 44D, Dalton Cook out of Salem, Alabama. 3 World of Outlaw starts for Cook, best finish 8th at Swainsboro. And there you see Tristan Chamberlain in the 20TC out of Richmond, Indiana. Tricky, 61 World of Outlaw starts, best finish 3rd at Rocket Raceway Park. And the 96 of Tanner English out of Benton, Kentucky. In the 96, Coltman Farms Racing, of course, one win this year at Highland, 4-time World of Outlaws feature winner. Also on the Speedway, you're going to find the 32, the current World of Outlaws point leader out of Oakwood, Illinois, Bobby Pierce. Second here in a Flow Racing Night at America race a couple years ago. And tonight, Pierce going to make his 200th World of Outlaw start. 42 World of Outlaw wins, tied for Billy Moyer for 5th on the all-time wins list. In the 40B, Kyle Bronson, he's won here at Senoia before, to Brandon, Florida, 154 World of Outlaw starts, 3-time feature winner. Gorsuch Performance green flag flying around Senoia Raceway. Nick Kaufman atop of the charts, 14.696. We'll see if anyone tops him here. This track, gray dirt, definitely a unique feature here at Senoia, just kind of like Swainsboro earlier this year. It's not that traditional red dirt that you see down here in the south. It's that gray, good stuff, and when this place slicks off top to bottom, it's one of the best racetracks in the country. Kyle Bronson atop of the charts, 14.677. Todd Murrow going to go 5th. Chamberlain goes 7th. Checkered flag flying here in this one. Bobby Pierce going to go 3rd quick in the 32, but it's Kyle Bronson with the Dirt King Simulators fastest hot lap at a 14.677. 14.677 for the 40B of Kyle Bronson. Nick Kaufman, 2nd quick. Bobby Pierce, 3rd quick. Ashton Winger, 4th. Tanner English in 5th in the 96. Next group getting ready to roll on here in just a few moments. A couple drivers parked in the infield. We'll get some of them guys out onto the speedway. That's going to be the number 27 machine, piloted by Glenn Morris out of Fayetteville, Georgia. Won World of Outlaw start back here at Senoia in 2017. Got 23rd. His father, Bob Morris, inducted to the Georgia Hall of Fame this year. Glenn Morris joins us. Also on the speedway, hunt the front, the number 10, Joseph Joyner to Milton, Florida. 5th year behind the wheel of a super late model. 6 World of Outlaw starts for the Flying Floridian. Matched his career best with the Outlaws last night. 14th at Needmore. His best finish before that was also 14th at Senoia here back in 2021. Also on the speedway, the number 2, Cody Overton out of Thompson, Georgia. 70 World of Outlaw starts. Best finish 3rd at Volusia earlier this year. Cody Overton, a couple of wins here at Senoia Raceway. Of course, won the Spring Nationals here back in March in that Steiny Motorsports number 2. In the number 25, of course, the Billy Clanton Classic and Shane Clanton's father's race here this weekend. Shane Clanton, the 2015 World of Outlaws champion, 4th in the all-time wins list at 48 career World of Outlaw victories and the most starts than any driver with the series. 680 career World of Outlaw starts for the Georgia Bulldog, Shane Clanton. Also on the speedway, the number 14 junior, that's Trey Mills, joining us here, trying to make his 4th World of Outlaw start. Best finish out of his 3, 10th at Talladega earlier this year out of St. Augustine, Florida. And the 2022 World of Outlaws champion, Dennis Erb Jr., 14-time World of Outlaws feature winner in his 386 World of Outlaw starts. Consecutive top 10s for him. That first one of the year's coming. And also on the speedway, the 18, Matt Dooley out of Brooks, Georgia, trying to make his first World of Outlaw start. 3rd year on and off of a super late model, mainly runs steel blocks and crates. 2022 Southern All-Stars Series champion Matt Dooley. Cody Overton going to go 2nd quick. Joseph Winger was 2nd. He got bumped down to 3rd. And Shane Clanton to the top of the charts here, the Zebulon, Georgia racer at a 14.409. It would be a special win for Shane Clanton in the 25. Would be his 49th of his career. Shane, of course, suffering a bad wreck at Eldora Speedway, and glad that they got that car repaired and fixed for tonight's racing action. So Shane Clanton does have the Dirt King Simulator sticker, but unfortunately does not have the sticker in the 25, so he will not be receiving the $100 here tonight. Clanton does not have the sticker, 14.409. So now Hot Laps will pay $200 at Humboldt Speedway. Well, actually, we still have a couple more. Here, the 22 star Drake Troutman and the Dirt King Simulators number 22 star rolling onto the speedway, the current World of Outlaws point leader. Rookie of the Year point leader. And the Team 22 Incorporated 22 star got that win at I-55 earlier this year. Also on the Speedway, the number 17 Double S, that's Brendan Smith out of Dade City, Florida. 3 World of Outlaw starts, best finish 14th at I-55 earlier this year. The 19-year-old in his 3rd year behind the wheel of a super late model. The 17 SR, Brody Smith out of Dade City, Florida. 1 World of Outlaw start, 15th at Needmore Speedway. Last night made his first World of Outlaw start. Also on the Speedway, the 76, Brandon Overton, no stranger to victory lane here at Senoia Raceway. Brandon Overton in the Longhorn Factory car won the Schaefer's Oil race here in 2020. The Southern All-Stars Series, Southern All-Star Dirt Racing Series back in 2020 as well. And of course, Overton wins here in the local division back in 2023. Brian Shirley, the 3S out of Chatham, Illinois, the reigning Prairie Dirt Classic champion, looking for his 14th career World of Outlaws win. And Brent Larson in the B1, the 5-time Cedar Lake Speedway track champion in the Lake Elmo, Minnesota, in the B1. Those are all the drivers around the Speedway. Actually, Zach Mitchell in the 57 also out there to Spartanburg, South Carolina, the Coleman Farms Racing entry. 1 World of Outlaw win back in 2020 at Volunteer Speedway. Trying to make his 18th Outlaw start here tonight. Checkered flag is out. Brian Shirley has the Dirt King Simulator's fastest hot lap in the 3S, as he will round it out at a 14.336. 14.336 for Brian Shirley. And we will check if Shirley has the decal of the Dirt King Simulators, and I believe Shirley does not, so it will pay $200 for hot laps next time out with the Outlaws in Kansas. That's going to do it for hot laps here for the World of Outlaws. Up next, we get ready for 602 Sportsman qualifying. I will turn things back over to the voice of Senoia Raceway, Tim Cooper. Tim, get ready for your qualifying, and we'll be back with ours.
Thank you, Ruben. As we get ready, coming up here, we got the 602 Late Model Sportsman qualifying, 25 cars. Get ready to hit the Speedway to determine their starting lineup for their feature coming up later on tonight. It'll be 20 laps. The 602 Late Model Sportsman. Right now we're getting the cruise across the Speedway here before we get underway. Once again, our 602 Late Model Sportsman drivers are rolling across the Speedway here, getting ready to do qualifying. After that, we'll have the World of Outlaw Real America Beer Super Late Model Series presented by DIRTVision to do their qualifying. And after that, they have a 602 Charger hot lap qualifying. So still got a lot to go on before we get ready for opening ceremonies tonight. You heard him say earlier, the Billy Clanton Classic's the super late model race tonight. Billy Clanton, a longtime racer here at Senoia Raceway. I grew up watching Billy race. My father raced here over the years, so Billy Clanton, a big racing figure here at the Speedway for many years, not just here at Senoia Raceway, but right up the road at Dixie Speedway and Rome Speedways. I know Billy raced some races at Eldora years ago also. So Shane Clanton got a pretty good time here, second quick in hot laps. So Shane Clanton going to go back there and get that car dialed in. Going to be pretty quick. Brian Shirley, quick time, hasn't been here much. So a newcomer, quick time in hot laps. We got the track rolling in here, trying to get that top side dialed in. Track gets a lot better once the sun goes down. You gets a good shine to it and gets slick later on. So they're trying to get that top rolled in as we get ready for qualifying in our 602s and World Outlaw Series. Cody Overton here tonight in his supercar. Actually was here last weekend. Took the weekend off from Supers, but ran his 604 late model Sportsman and 602 late model Sportsman cars to, I guess, get some track time here and figure out what he needs for his Super. He picked up the win in both of those last week. So look for Cody Overton, who I see was third quick in hot laps. So Cody Overton going to be pretty quick. And, of course, Kyle Bronson picked up the win here a couple of years ago on the Friday night version of the Peach State Classic. And a heartbreaker on the Saturday night version is after driver intros. He's going to start second or third row inside. The car would not start because of mechanical issues, did not get to race. As we get ready here, the D22 of Daniel Brewer, our first car on the speedway. Right behind him, his father in the 22, Alan Brewer. So we're going to do 4 cars at a time here. There you see Alan Brewer. They're father and son duo, been racing many years together. Got a 16 of Bubba Scott. The 17C of Justice Maurice. Right now, quick time will be the D22 of Daniel Brewer with a 15.424. Bubba Scott in a 16-second quick. Alan Brewer and Justice Maurice. We get ready to take the 15. S15 there, Stephen Tippins. Your first car on the speedway. There's our 2024 late model Sportsman track champion, Jamie Godby. Also owner of Penton Raceway over in that Lanett, Alabama, Penton area. Great little track over there. Mark Whitener picked up some wins over there, and Kyle Bronson second a couple of weeks ago. There we have the 98 of Josh Copeland, but they're still chasing Daniel Brewer with a 15.424, the 21 of Johnny Stinchcomb. It looks like quick time in this group, 4th overall, will be the 97 of Jamie Godby. Up next, another generation driver here, the 1X of CJ Page, the nephew of Michael Page. Like I said earlier, his father, Mark Page, races. And years ago, his grandfather, Chuck Page, who we lost a couple of years ago, was a racer, and his grandmother, Darlene Page. The 112 of Maverick Davidson, always bad, fast, and one to beat also. And there he is, the 24, the 14-year-old Austin Bloodworth. Great little kid. If you ever get a chance to meet him, super nice, him and his family. It's hard to beat. I'm looking to see if he can set quick time here in the 22 of Darren Ray. Austin Bloodworth is third quick right now. So Daniel Brewer still quick time with Bubba Scott, Austin Bloodworth, and Darren Ray. Alan Brewer, Jamie Godby. As we get ready for our next group, all you ladies, here's the 03 of Olivia Gentry. Another one from the family. Her father, Oliver Gentry's a racer, limited late models. Her uncle, Wade Knowles, raced years ago. And, of course, her cousins, Jake Knowles and Jody Knowles, are still racing. There you see the 27 of Wesley Marchman. Daniel Brewer still looking good with quick time. Still moisture in the speedway up top. Right behind him is going to be the 7 of Matthew Cade. Caution. Caution. We got one stopped over here in turn 2. Looks like Olivia Gentry. Not sure if she come around or something going on, mechanical issues. Olivia Gentry is actually the sister-in-law to Chris Ferguson. So Olivia's sister, Jenna, who runs Sweet Victory Apparel, married to Chris Ferguson. All of you know him, Super Late Model Series World. Olivia has her own real estate company, big time here in our area. But there's Matthew Cade, has not picked up a win this year, but come close on several occasions. We've still got a good bit of cars to qualify, 25 cars total. Right now we've qualified 16 of those. So quick time in this group, jumping up to second quick, the 27 of Parker Marchman. We're right there going in on the back straightaway. There we see the Scooby-Doo mobile, the number 4 of Peyton Stevenson. He's also running super late model car for the first time tonight. Peyton picked up several wins in this car and in his limited late model car. Texted me this week, said he was running limited, got a new motor for it. So watch this 4. He's usually one of the top qualifiers also. JC Maddox there in the 16. 16B there. Braxton Barber in the number 1. He's usually a good qualifier. Qualified bad a couple of weeks ago, but made a trek to the front, to the top 3 on that outside in the race. Craig Scott here. It's not a Scott Bloomquist emblem on the side of it. From a distance, it looks like it. And right now, still Daniel Brewer, Parker Marchman, Bubba Scott, Austin Bloodworth, and Wesley Marchman. So we've got about 5 more cars to go as the L97 of Josh Lanford on the speedway. .107 of Lark Haskins. Way up top, still in that wet stuff. Turns 1 and 2, still got a little bit of shade down there. 3 and 4, all of that's in the sunshine. Cody. At 31 there, Cody King. Oh, and Cody King in the 31 goes around down here in turn 3 and 4. Just barely caught the inside wall. Should be pretty quick rolling here. So Daniel Brewer's time, 14.424. Parker Marshman, 14.468. So they're going to get the green and white flags in the air as we restart here. And Lars Haskins, 11th quick overall. There's 2 more cars to go. Daniel Brewer still quick time. We got some quick ones coming out with these last 2 as we got the 29 Turkey Creek Snacks car right there. If you have not heard those Turkey Creek Snacks meat skins, well, they're awesome. Get those things. And we got Marty Massey. He's got a couple of wins right there behind him in the 15. Your last 2 cars before the World Outlaws hit the speedway for their qualifying. Checker flag in the air for Shane Falter. Let's see where Shane Falter ends up here. As he's 23rd. And it looks like Marty Massey is 12th quick. So that will do it, as Daniel Brewer will be your pole sitter later on for the 602 Late Model Sportsman feature, with Parker Marshman starting second. Bubba Scott, Austin Bloodworth, and Wesley Marshman. Going to be a barn burner of a race coming up later on tonight. So stick around as we get ready now for the World Outlaw Series hitting the speedway.
Thank you very much, Tim. 18 cars in Real American Beer Late Model Qualifying Group A. And 17 cars in Real American Beer Late Model Qualifying Group B. Track record set by Brandon Overton, 12.684, 12.684. Back on July 6, 2020. We'll see if we touch that here tonight. Brian Shirley did get the Dirt King Simulator's fastest hot lap, and he was the second to last car to hit the speedway. Letting crews make their way to the infield. Media and fans cross on the back straightaway. And we'll shut that gate and get ready to commence here in Group A for the Outlaws. 2 at a time. Fastest driver on the pole of Heat 1. Second fastest on the pole of Heat 2. Third and fourth filled to the outside. Top 4 is where you want to be if you want to start on the front row of a heat race. The gate on the back straightaway shutting and ready to commence here in Group A. First driver getting ready to roll onto the speedway. And it's Austin Gonzalez as he's parked in the infield. Gonzalez out of Temple, Georgia. In the Black Diamond, Gonzalez Racing Engine, H&A Paving, American Roofing, Gray's Mobile Service, CNS Auto Electric, number 16G. And out there with him, the number 388 out of Ocala, Florida, and the Longhorn Clements Triple Crown Trailers, Down to Earth Trailers, Quality Services Roofing, Fitz Factory, Bilstein Shocks, VG Performance, Hebert Graphics, VP Racing Fuels, Bob Oswald Oil, number 388, that is Jackson Heiss. Opening lap for Gonzalez, 16.108. Jackson Heiss faster, 14.628. He'll kick it off here in Group A. Gonzalez comes to the checkered flag. He will go slower, 16.4 that time, and Jackson Heiss will go slower as well, 14.665. But he does have the fastest lap on his opening lap at a 14.628. 14.628 for Jackson Heiss. Up next, MD3 Rookie of the Year contender with the Outlaws out of Bakersfield, California, the Longhorn Clements. Heredina, American Wagyu Beef, Cali Custom Pools, Grapevines, MSP Technology Services, ASD Motorsports, Jarrett Rifles, Osio Gear, BK Grading and Paving, Penske, Boswell Oil, Turco Racing Oils, American Racing Wheels, H&A Development, number 74X, Ethan Dodson. And the number 38T out of Fort Valley, Georgia. In the Rocket Chassis, Vic Hill Power, TMT Utilities and Grading, Patriot Development, Lead Clay Construction, Yearwood Grading, number 38T, Matthew Taylor. Opening lap for Ethan Dodson. In the 74X, he'll go second quick, 14.662. Matthew Taylor in the 38T will cross the line for his opening lap. He'll go third quick, 15.300. Dodson's final lap time, faster and to the top of the charts, 14.567. Here comes the 38T of Taylor. He will go faster but remain third quick, 14.780. Ethan Dodson now with the time to beat here in the 74X, 14.567 for MD3 Rookie of the Year contender Ethan Dodson as he goes to the top of the charts. A pair of Outlaws coming at you out of Watertown, New York. In the Longhorn Clements, Dave Warren, Power Sports, Briggs Transport, Corey Rubber Corporation, Exa Storage, Sherlock Ventures, Flawless Roofing, Trans 58, number 9, Tim McCready. In the 19, at Rochester, Minnesota, the Longhorn Pro Power, Oldenburg Construction, Paulson Rock Products, J&S Repair, JCB Equipment, Rochester Chevrolet 63 Club, Yagi Trucking, CBR Drilling and Heavy Hitch, number 19, Dustin Sorensen. Time to beat, 14.567, set by Ethan Dodson. Tim McCready on his opening lap will go to the top of the charts, 14.461 for Tim McCready. Here comes the 19 of Dustin Sorensen. For his opening lap, he'll clock in at fifth quick, 14.853. The right rear tire, it's more of an abrasive tire. It's been his biggest challenge this year. And he said he felt really good last night. Tim McCready goes even faster, and he tops the charts, 14.438. And Dustin Sorensen, second quick, way better on lap number 2, 14.550. But new quick time, T-Mac Tim McCready at a 14.438. And last night's Fox Factory hard charger, Dustin Sorensen, goes second quick. Up next, MD3 Rookie of the Year contender out of Winona, Minnesota. In the Longhorn Vic Hill Gorilla Mill, Herco Companies, Mesilla Valley Transportation, Oak Ridge Fabrication, Horman's HVAC, On Demand Shirts, Rush Race Gear by Austin Witt, Stone Machinery, Willie's Carmen Dino Shop, Swift Springs, number 49, that is Jake Tim. In the number 29 out of Franklin, Georgia, in the Rocket Chassis, Hurricane Performance Auto Machine Engine, Big Dog Racing, Turner's Alignment and Tires, CSR Aluminum Fabrication at Team 32X, number 29, that is Mike Weed. Jake Tim going to go sixth quick at a 14.784. Mike Weed in his World of Outlaws debut, second time ever behind the wheel of a super late model. He's going to go eighth quick, 16.224. Former asphalt racer. Jake Tim going to go faster on his second lap. He'll go fifth quick, 14.669. And here comes Mike Weed for his final lap, and he'll clock in faster. He'll move up a spot, seventh quick, 16.032. Up next, your feature winner here with the Outlaws back in 2021. The most recent winner with the Outlaws here at Senoia, out of Hampton, Georgia, in Diffusion Durham. Jeff Matthews Motorsports, Recreational Vehicle Select, Kurz, Kaiser Manufacturing, Integra Racing Shock, Super K Express, New Point Lighting and Design, and A-Plus Collision Center. Number 12, that is Ashton Winger. In the number 48, joining us out of Mooresville, North Carolina, in the Longhorn, Jay Dickens, Tomcat, Circle Track Warehouse, Charlotte Racers Expo, Adams Performance, Victory Fuel, TriStar Racewear. Number 48, that is Hunter Cone. Hunter Cone and Winger, they'll be the 9th and 10th drivers out of 18 to have clocked in here in Group A. Ashton Winger to the top of the charts, 14.2 14.4-1 for Winger. Hunter Cone, 8th quick at a 14.884. Ashton Winger to the top of the charts, trying to go back-to-back with the Outlaws at Senoia and get his 5th career Outlaw victory. He'll go slower on lap number 2, 14.283. First lap better, 14.241. And Hunter Cone will go slower, 15.165. First lap puts him 8th quick at a 14.884. New quick time here in Group A, Ashton Winger at a 14.241. Up next, car number 16 into Fort Payne, Alabama. In the Longhorn Durham, Ron Searide and Troy Baird owned Agcor Steel, Bear Truck and Trailer Farm Systems, J&R Lumber, Coltman Farms Racing, Franklin Enterprises, Freestyle Graphics, Lance Kittle Truck Repair and Team 18X. Number 16, Sam Searide. Joining us at Mountain Holly, North Carolina, the Stinger Chassis, Clements Powered, Spartan Transportation, Live Oak Aesthetic and Family Dentistry, K&K Trucking, Heckles Plumbing, Animal Care Clinic of Concord, Splits Bar and Grill, Spray Foam Technologies in Kentucky, Carolina Roofing and Gutter, Schaefer's Racing Oil, and Rosewood Assisted Living. Number 22, Chris Ferguson. Sam Searide, 5th quick, 14.576. Here comes Chris Ferguson. He'll go 4th quick, 14.553. So 4th and 6th. Searide, can he go faster? He will. 3rd quick for Searide, 14.489. Chris Ferguson in the 22 across the line, and Fergie faster. He'll go 3rd quick, 14.483, bumping Searide down to 4th at a 14.489. Both drivers taking their 2nd lap. You look at the top 8. All 8 except 2 have taken their 2nd lap. Up next, out of Mooresville, North Carolina. Currently 2nd in the standings, Longhorn Clements, Tide Torg Racing, Noss Energy Drink, Lone Wolf Petroleum, CW Trucking, Petroff Towing, Holtron Construction, Bilstein, Tri-Valley Equipment, Tide Torg Performance Parts. Number 9, that is Nick Hoffman. In the number 24, to High Falls, Georgia, the Rocket XR 1.2, Clements Powered, May Heating and Air, Beer Money Racing, Clint Smith Racing, Peachy Prime, and McCoy Machine. Number 24, Peyton Stevenson. Opening lap coming up here for Nick Hoffman, last night's feature winner. 2nd quick for Hoffman, 14.407. Here comes a 24 of Peyton Stevenson. Wow, 4th quick for Peyton Stevenson. 1st year behind the wheel of a super late model and goes 4th quick, 14.478. And Nick Hoffman slower, 14.483. Already impressed with the opening lap here by Peyton Stevenson, and Stevenson faster, 2nd quick at a 14.384. 1st year behind the wheel of a super late model. Of course, the track champion here and at Penton Speedway in 604 and 602 late models, making his World of Outlaws debuts. 2nd quick for Peyton Stevenson. Up next in Marshalltown, Iowa, in the Infinity, Jay Dickens, Cooney Motorsports, Hooker Trucking, Ellen Stevens Gutters, Carl Chevrolet, Fertilizer Equipment Specialist, Custom Fabricating and Repair, Jody's Collision Repair, VP Racing Fuels Heartland, Mel Hamilton Ford Racing, Tim Love, Tire Demon. Number 19 are the Reaper, Ryan Gustin. In the T1 at Penton, Alabama, in the Team Zero race car, Vic Hill Powered, Britain Motorsports, CTC Disaster Response, AAA General Contractors, J3 Investment Group. Number T1, that is Todd Morrow. Opening lap here for the Reaper, Ryan Gustin, 13th quick, 15.307. 15.307 for Gustin. Todd Morrow gets ready to cross the line, 11th quick, 14.745. Final lap for Gustin. He has a lot of work to do here. Hopefully this lap better for Gustin. It is, but it puts him 12th quick, 14.745. And the T1 of Todd Morrow will not improve, 14.874. Morrow goes 11th, Gustin goes 12th. Final 2 qualifiers here in Real American Beer Late Model Qualifying Group A, and it's the current World of Outlaws point leader out of Oakwood, Illinois. In the Longhorn, Vic Hill, Low Voltage Solutions, Churchill Transportation, Collin Brothers Towing, Rio Grande Way Services, Mesilla Valley Transportation, Carnegie Towing and Auto Repair, Toyota at Danville, Steininger Construction and Fast One Speed Shop. Number 32, the smooth operator, Bobby Pierce. In the 44D at Salem, Alabama, in the Rocket Clements, CRM Motors, New Point Lighting and Design, 3 trade consultants, TMT Utilities, Juice Man Speed, Rap Tech, 44 companies sponsored. Number 44D, it's Dalton Cook. Bobby Pierce, 10th quick, 14.638. Opening lap for Dalton Cook in the 44D. He'll cross the line. He's going to go 16th quick, 15.032. Pierce will not improve. He'll go slower. He'll stay 10th quick overall. That time 14.658. First one 14.638. And Dalton Cook faster, 16th quick, 15.013. Ashton Winger, quickest in Group A. He will start on the pole of the opening heat race of the night. He will share the front row with the 9 of Nick Hoffman. Heat race number 2, you'll have the 24 of Peyton Stevenson and the 9 of Tim McCready. Let's send it downstairs to Ashton with Ashton.
Yeah, a pair of Ashtons down here, and Ashton Winger just went quick time in your group. Qualifying is everything, especially with here the Outlaws. How much easier does your day just get now knowing you're starting on the pole of your heat?
Oh, well, I mean, obviously you'd rather start on the front row than the second or third, I mean, the starts are everything. I know, Nick's going to be really good on the start of the heat. It's going to be a whole lot clean air, but I mean, hell, this racetrack, you can win from about anywhere if your car is good. So my car's just really good, just thanks to Jeff Matthews, my daddy Zach, my buddy Wayne, New Point Lighting and Design, Kaiser Manufacturing, Integra Shocks. Shout out to 77 Speed Shop, man. We've kind of had a rough week with all the crappy stuff going on in the world. We lost our buddy Pop Stevens and just everybody at 77 Speed Shop, and we lost Miss Naomi. Freddie Smith was a huge part of my life. Just, hopefully we can win one for them guys. Just shout out to everybody. Thanks to my mama for everything, and say hey to my girlfriend Kylie and everybody back watching. I know Joe's probably got his shirt off right now dancing. Say hey to Jacob, Brandy. Happy birthday, Veda. We'll try to bring one home for everybody.
A lot of people to thank here after getting quick time in his heat, in qualifying, and a much easier day for Ashton Winger.
All right, thank you very much, Ashton. Good stuff down there. He'll have the front row with the 9 of Nick Hoffman. In the opening heat race of the night, in heat race number 2, you'll have the number 24 of Peyton Stevenson with the 9 of Tim McCready. That'll set the lineups for heats 1 and 2. We get ready for Real American Beer Late Model Qualifying Group B. 17 cars, top 4 drivers start on the front row. Heats 3 and 4 here this evening. Ashton Winger making his exit from the infield. He will get that push from the infield, will shut the back gate, and Winger has made it back to the pit area as he'll have time to prepare for heat race action. We get ready for Charger hot laps after our Group B qualifying, then opening ceremonies and our 4 heat races. We kick off Group B. Joining us out of Brandon, Florida, in the Longhorn Clements, Michael Lloyd Hauling and Demolition, LTX Home Builders, Borchers Equipment, Race Car Engineering, Atomic Music Group, Multi-Fire Spark Plug Wires, Earnhardt Technologies, Bilstein, Boswell Oil, Fast Shafts, Bradco Environmentals, Mulinix Recycling, Tillman Roofing, Wayne Hammond, number 40B, Kyle Bronson. In the 20TC at Richmond, Indiana, in the Infinity by Wells, Spec Powered Gibson Racing, Vision Woodworks, KEG Sewer Nozzles, DC Fabrication, Pardos Towing Service, Burt Transmission, FK Robbins, VP Racing Fuels, Truman Quarter Horses, number 20TC, Tristan Chamberlain. Kyle Bronson kicks it off in Group B, 14.824 for Kyle Bronson. Chamberlain faster, 14.620 in the 20TC. And final lap here for the 40B of Kyle Bronson. He'll cross the line slower, 14.874. First lap better, 14.824. So half a tenth better. And here comes Tristan Chamberlain. He will also go slower, 14.758. First lap better, 14.620. Whole tenth and a half faster there on lap number 1. So Chamberlain kicks us off here in Group B with a time to beat of a 14.620. Up next, the 96 of Tanner English out of Benton, Kentucky. In the Longhorn Clements, Coltman Farms Racing, MPM Marketing, Bill Stein, VP Racing Fuel, C Motorsports, Supreme Enterprises, Custom Automotive, Autism Awareness, number 96, Tanner English. In the number 10 out of Milton, Florida, in the capital, J. Dickens, Kubota Genuine Parts, North Shore Boat Storage, Base Racing Fuel, Trading Paints, Hunter Front TV. Number 10, the Flying Floridian, Joseph Joyner. Tanner English on his opening lap. He will go to the top of the charts, 14.573. Joseph Joyner will cross the line, third quick, 14.771. Tanner English on his second lap will go faster, 14.410. and he will stay atop of the charts here in Group B. The 10 of Joseph Joyner will clock in faster, stays third quick at a 14.658. But there's a new time to beat here in Group B, and it's Tanner English, 14.412 for Tanner English. Up next, the 2022 World of Outlaws champion out of Carpentersville, Illinois, in the Rocket Clements, McBride, Mac, Vomac Truck Sales, 5-Star Race Car Bodies, Fox Shocks, Kaiser Manufacturing, VP Racing Fuels, PRC, Dundee Heating and Air Conditioning, Cullen Signs, Tools, Auto Sales and Detailing, number 28, Dennis Erb Jr. The 2015 World of Outlaws champion at Zebulon, Georgia, in the Capital Clements Super K Express, M&S Concrete, SCCS Solutions, Capital Race Cars, Panama City Cycles, Ernest Performance, JRI Shocks, Carolina Concrete, Winterland Farms, number 25, the Georgia Bulldog, Shane Clanton. Dennis Erb Jr., third quick, 14.639. Opening lap for Shane Clanton in the 25, and Shane will go second quick, 14.4384. Shane in the 25. Lap number 2 for Dennis Erb, slower, 14.732. Opening lap better, fourth quick, 14.639. And Shane Clanton to the top of the charts goes the Georgia Bulldog, 14.332 for the 25 of Shane Clanton at a 14.332. His dad's going to be smiling down in this one. Of course, the Billy Clanton Classic here tonight at Senoia. Up next, number 14, Junior, out of St. Augustine Ford in the Longhorn Clements Mills Concrete, Top Notch Customs, H&R Race Engines, Bill Stein, VG Performance, VP Racing Fuels, Bob Oswald Oil, Earnhardt Technologies, Swift Spring, Simpson Racing Products. Number 14, Junior, that is Trey Mills. In the number 18, that is going to be Matt Dooley out of Brooks, Georgia, in the Rocket, Scott's Auto Machine Power, JCB West Pro, Crown Security Atlanta Coring, Scott's Auto Machine and Fowler Sales and Service, number 18. Trey Mills, second quick, 14.366. Opening lap for Matt Dooley, eighth quick at a 14.908. Final lap time for Mills. Can he go to the top of the charts? He'll go faster, but stay second quick at a 14.363. And the 18 of Matt Dooley will cross the line faster, but stay eighth quick at a 14.850. Shane Clanton still with the time to beat at a 14.332. Trey Mills second quick. Tanner English third. Tristan Chamberlain fourth. Top four is where you want to be to have a front row starting spot in heats 3 and 4. Up next, the local Georgia driver out of out of Evans, Georgia, in the Longhorn Vic Hill, Steiny Motorsports, Richard David Legacy Motorsports, Shock Trucking, Budweiser or Morley, Triple Electric, VP Racing Fuels, Bob Oswald Oil Supply Chain Management, Buffalo Bar and Grill, Convenient Loop. Number 2, that is Cody Overton. Out there with them in the number 27, out of Fayetteville, Georgia, in the Team Zero Race Car, Morris Racing Engine, Clint Smith Racing, number 27, that is Glenn Morris. The 2 of Cody Overton will cross the line, and he will go seventh quick at a 14.773. Opening lap for Glenn Morris, he'll cross the line, 10th quick, 15.977. Cody Overton, of course, Spring Nationals winner here back in March. Has had a lot of success here at Senoia. He'll cross the line, fourth quick, way better on lap number 2, 14.449 for Cody Overton. Fourth quick so far, giving him the outside of the front row in the final heat of the night. And Morris going to improve. He'll remain 10th quick, 15.946. Up next, car number, there you see Shane Clanton climbing out of the 25. He's still quick time here after 11 cars, after 10 cars, I should say, here in 17, 7 to go. Up next at Spartanburg, South Carolina, in the Longhorn Vic Hill, Coltman Farms Racing, NPM Marketing Special Needs School at Gwinnett, Bill Stein, number 57, that is Zach Mitchell. In the 17 at Double S out of Dade City, Florida, in the Rocket Chassis, Durham-powered Big Daddy's Cattle, Total Claim Source, Franklin Enterprises, Skipper Smokehouse, Guardian Hurricane Protection, Plum Crazy Plumbing, Clyde Johnson Contracting and Roofing, Crawford Auto Repair, Smith Speed Solutions, Sunoco Schaefer's Wicks Filters, 17 SS, Brendan Smith. Zach Mitchell, 7th quick, 14.646. Brendan Smith, 5th quick, 14.582. Zach Mitchell will cross the line for his final lap time, and he will go slower, 14.658. First lap puts him 8th quick, and Brendan Smith, 3rd quick at the 17 SS, 14.402 for the 17 SS piloted by Brendan Smith, the 19-year-old, 3rd quick. Cody Overton climbing out of the car with a great expression. Up next, your MD3 Rookie of the Year point leader out of Heidemann, Pennsylvania, and the Longhorn Cornet Team 22 Incorporated, Victory Circle Auto Sales, Gambler Transport, Brickhouse Tavern, Mesilla Valley Transportation, RFI Resources, Jerry Siding and Roofing, Schaefer Construction, Shoes, Diesel Performance, number 22 star, the Simple Man, Drake Troutman. In the 17 SR to Dade City, Florida. In the Rocket Durham, Big Daddy's Cattle, Total Claim Source, Franklin Enterprises, Skipper Smokehouse Garden, Hurricane Protection, Plum Crazy Plumbing, Clyde Johnson Contracting and Roofing, Crawford Auto Repair, number 17 SR, Brody Smith. Troutman 6th quick, 14.477, 14.477. And Brody Smith 13th quick, 15.085, 15.085. Troutman on his final lap, he will go slower. He'll stay 6th quick at a 14.484. And the 17 SR, Brody Smith, will cross the line. He'll go faster, 12th quick, 14.835. And that's going to do it for those two drivers. 3 to go here in Group B for the World of Outlaws. Up next, a driver that needs no introduction here at Senoia. Out of Evans, Georgia, the Longhorn Clements Riggs Motorsports Longhorn Dude Wipes Factory Team, Coleman Farms, Heartbeat Hot Sauce, Napa Auto Parts, Gronto Southern, RW Powell, Big Dog Stump and Tree, SCM, Harco Construction, Mesilla Valley Transportation, Bilstein VP, number 76, Big Sexy, Brandon Overton. Your reigning Prairie Dirt Classic champion out of Chatham, Illinois. In the Longhorn Durham, Bob Cullen Racing, Thomason Express, Hooker Trucking, J&J Ventures, Gaming, KBC Graphics, All Guy Performance Parts, Cheap Cars, Ted Brown's Quality Paint and Body Shop, Midwest Sheet Metals, BP Racing, Fields and Race Ranch. Number 3 as Squirrel, Brian Shirley. Opening lap for Brandon Overton. He's going to go 7th quick, 14.505 for Brandon Overton. Opening lap for Shirley. He's going to go 8th quick, 14.552. Final lap for Overton. These drivers, well, Overton at least way up there in the 76. He'll cross the line. 2nd quick for Overton. 14.348 for Brandon Overton. And Shirley 4th quick at a 14.401. Both drivers really laying on the fuel there on lap number 2. Shirley 4th quick. Overton goes 2nd quick in the 76 at a 14.348. Shirley 4th quick at a 14.401. Final qualifier here this evening joins us out of Lake Elmo, Minnesota. And the Longhorn Vic Hill Land Pressure Washers, BA Roofing, Fuel Factory, Hanco Corporation, T-Pec, The Real Cafe, number B1, that is Brent Larson. Shane Clanton still with the time to beat here in Group B at a 14.332. He currently shares the front row heat race number 3 with Trey Mills. The current front row heat race number 4, Brandon Overton and Brian Shirley. Of course, Brent Larson, final qualifier, could shake things up here as the B1 gets ready to clock in on his opening lap here in Real American Beer qualifying Group B. Brent Larson 14.864, 14.864, that'll put him 16th quick. Brendan Smith is 5th, Tanner English 6th, Cody Overton 7th, Drake Troutman 8th, Tristan Chamberlain 9th, Dennis Erb Jr. in the top 10. Checkered flag flying here at Senoia. Final qualifier crosses the line and he'll clock in faster, 13th quick, 14.793. His dad's got to be smiling down on him here, of course, the Billy Clanton Classic, and Shane Clanton going to go fastest. There you see the replay on DIRTVision, 14.332. The Georgia Bulldog will share the front row of the 3rd heat of the night with the 14 junior at Trey Mills. Brandon Overton and Brian Shirley on the front row of heat race number 4. But quick time overall here this evening, trying to go back-to-back with the Outlaws. Of course, the winner here back in 2021, Ashton Winger, will earn his 4th quick time of his career. And let's send it down to Ashton Smythe.
Standing alongside Shane Clanton, who just went fastest in his group, fastest in hot laps, now fastest in qualifying. You got the pole of your heat. How do you keep checking these boxes to hopefully end up in victory lane later tonight?
Well, hopefully we put it in victory lane. Like you said, we had to build a new race car over the week after Eldor's crash. So right now it feels pretty good, and hopefully we make the right adjustments. I've been around this place a couple of times, so I know where to be when we qualify like that. But overall, the car's real good. The guys at Capital Race Cars, we built a heck of a piece right now.
We'll see what the Georgia Bulldog has for us later. Like he said, a bad wreck at Eldora just last week. Basically brand new race car sitting here, but it is very fast out there, Ruben.
Yeah, it really is. And of course, after the bad wreck at Eldora at the World 100, the first night especially, sidelining him for the rest of the weekend, it was a bummer for Shane. But of course, Capital Race Cars himself not too far from here, and brand new car looks really, really good. And of course, he'll start on the front row of heat race number 3 here tonight with Trey Mills, and Shane going to be one to watch. Of course, I brought it up earlier, but he has the most starts than any other driver with a history of the World of Outlaws, 680 World of Outlaws starts. Tonight will be start 681. and he's 4th on the all-time wins list. Yeah, 48 career World of Outlaw victories. Trying to get 49 here tonight. That's going to do it for qualifying. Ashton Winger gets his 4th career quick time of his career to 14.241. Up next, we have one more division to hot lap qualify, and that's the Chargers. So we'll turn things back over to the voice of Senoia, Tim Cooper.
And Ruben, right quick, you run off. Another one of your regulars from years ago, Clint Smith, is actually one of the competition directors down here. So he works here, just lives a couple of miles up the road. He's retired and lives a couple of miles up the road. So this was his home track. And, of course, we lost his father, Roscoe Smith, a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, man.
Great guy also. So, everybody misses Roscoe. Lost him a couple of weeks ago. Another guy raced with Billy Clanton back in the day here at Senoia Raceway. So, Clint Smith, he works here, retired, but still works on race cars down the road here, about 2 miles away.
It is really cool to see those old-time classic, back in the day, the big names, right? They're obviously not racing nowadays. Some still are, like Dale McDowell. He's the ageless wonder, right? But you see some of them old-school guys that aren't racing anymore. Like, for example, Steve Francis, right? He's not racing anymore, but he's a series director. You just see a lot of them guys helping on the competition
great
side
Ray
of it.
Cook. I love Ray Cook. Great guy also.
Yeah, Randy Weaver, right, announcing, right?
Exactly.
It's really cool to see what all these guys are doing.
It is. As we get ready now for our 602 late model Sportsman, 602 Chargers on the speedway right now. The 602 Charger class here. These drivers don't have a lot of seat time and get some seat time here out in this division. As looking here, we got the 31 on the speedway. Matt Wofford right there. All you ladies, that 27 right there. She hadn't won this year, but come close. A couple of runner-ups. Kaylee Cade and that number 27 just turned 16 or 17 years old. Great little racer. Right behind her, the 99.49 right there, 72 years old, Jim Draconis. You see VFW sponsor there on the back. Picked up the pole here at Senoia Raceway a couple of weeks ago. Wound up finishing, I believe it was 3rd. But Jim Draconis, 72 years old. There you have the 14 of Tommy Nail. Always a fast one too, but right there again, the 31. Matt Wofford right now is quick time. Jim Draconis, 72-year-old Jim Draconis, 2nd quick right now. So he's got it to the pedal again tonight. But that's the checkered on the last car. Tommy Nell 3rd, Kaylee Cade 4th, but Matt Wofford the time to beat with a 15.691. Also, right quick, for those who have not got those raffle tickets yet, the raffle's going to be winding up. Once again, the raffle for the softball team got some great gifts given away. Get by down there. Right here coming up the walkway from where you got your grandstand passes. Get by there. Looks like the 93 JT. That is Jonathan Taylor, the brother of Matthew Taylor, who's running supers. So Jonathan Taylor there in the 93. Caution, we got one around down here in turn 3 and 4. But I just saw on that last lap, Kaylee Cade goes up to 2nd quick. So Matt Wofford, Kaylee Cade, Jim Draconis, and Ben Lanford. Look at the F8 of Stacy Flanagan out there also, but that 97. 097 is Dalton Overton, the brother of Cody and Brandon Overton. Right there you see the S8 of Flanagan. Stacy Flanagan. Right now the sun finally going down to where it's not really in their eyes coming off turn 4. Most of the track in the shade now, except for a little bit right there in 3 and 4. The 5 of Greer Coalfield. But now the 01 of Ben Lanford right there. He's second quick. Picked up the win here last weekend. As we still got a good many cars to go. 21 cars. And we have qualified 10 cars. It's like our next group trying to get a number on this one. It was like the 31, E31 of Kobe Ellington. The green flag off turn 4. The 06 of John Landrum. Oh, and John Landrum looks like trouble. Ellington right there almost got into him as he was turning in the, there you see the 29 right there. That is Bo Fulcher. That car is actually racing twice tonight as Bo Fulcher, the son of Shane Fulcher, who will be racing that car later in 602 late model Sportsman. But Wofford, Lanford, Overton, and Cade, your top 4. The 31 of Ellington will be 9th quick. They say the one. They see the one of Brad Betzel. There's the 16. Trying to get a name on that one. Don't have a name on that one. So not sure who that is. Our last couple of cars here, Matthew Wofford, so quick time with Ben Lanford.
That's going to conclude Charger Hot Lap qualifying here at Senoia Raceway, and that's going to conclude all hot laps and all qualifying here this evening for all divisions at Senoia. Thank you all so much for joining us in the Billy Clanton Classic. And real quick, we have some extra money here tonight that I just wanted to give a real quick shout out to. Drywall Waterproofing Incorporated added $250 to the driver that leads halfway tonight, which is lap 25, of course, the Clanton family, and $250 to the winner. Thank you so much to Drywall Waterproofing Incorporated for adding the $250 to lead lap 25 and tonight's feature winner with the World of Outlaws Real American Beer Late Models presented by DIRTVision. Again, thank you, Drywall Waterproofing and Incorporated. All cars making their way back to the pit area. Sun starting to set here at Senoia. There you see the beautiful sunset over the tree line here as we get ready for opening ceremonies in just a few moments. For everyone watching around the world on DIRTVision, don't go anywhere. We're going to step aside to a real quick commercial break, and when we come back, opening ceremonies from the Billy Clanton Classic.
Fast One Speed Shop is your destination for the parts you desire. If you've ever craved dealer-type pricing on most major brands without hefty buy-ins, now's your opportunity. Whether you're into circle track, drag, street, repair shops, hot rods, or more, we've got you covered for just $99.99 a month. The Fast One Parts VIP Club is unmatched, so start saving hundreds or thousands by joining the VIP Club today. Visit us online at fast1speedshop.com or fast1parts.com.
If your answer to the summer heat is let it rain, we're looking for you. Join us at Toyota Racing.
It's ARP fasteners for whatever you race, from 2 wheels to 4. Off-road, on-road, even water, from the flat track to the salt flats. Grassroots racers, weekend warriors, and pros alike trust ARP. Made in America quality, family-owned and operated. When failure is not an option, it's ARP-bolts.com. No matter what you race.
MD3, the most advanced body panels on the market. Aerodynamically engineered, manufactured from the highest grade and lightest weight materials, tested tough for optimum performance. The highest quality and most durable products you'll find anywhere. Our products help racers around the world reach victory lane. Winning never looks so good. MD3, the #1 body choice for top dirt racers.
At Kaiser Manufacturing, our commitment to engineering and developing new products is reflected in the wide range of fabricated items we produce for the manufacturing and retail industries. From simple to complex fabrication, we can do that. We have a full team of engineers ready to take your concept from prototype to full production. Call us for a quote today to see your next idea brought to life. Kaiser Manufacturing, proud to be Michigan made. Welcome back to everyone watching around the world on DIRTVision, home to the greatest shows on dirt. Senoia Raceway tonight for the Outlaws, packing in the top side of the racetrack, making sure this racetrack is smooth top to bottom all night long. 4 heat races coming up, just moments away from opening ceremonies here at Senoia. So we'll have Ashton Winger, Nick Hoffman on the front row of the opening heat race of the night. Then you have Chris Ferguson, Dustin Sorensen, row 2, Jackson Heist, Jake Tim, row 3. Good heat race there. Stack Products heat race number 2 tonight. How about Peyton Stevenson, the number 24 car? Talked about him earlier. He's starting on the front on the pole of Stack Products heat race number 2. And it's his first year behind the wheel of a super late model. He ran 3 years of 602s, 2 years of 604s, former Penton Speedway and Senoia Raceway track champion, and won the Home Sweet Alabama Classic last year. And he's starting on the pole of Stack Products Heat 2, making his World of Outlaws debut alongside World of Outlaws champion Tim McCready. Then Sam Seawright, Ethan Dodson, row 2, Bobby Pierce and Ryan Gustin, both in row number 3. 2 of the top 3 in the World of Outlaws point standings have some work to do as we take the top 4. Stack Products Heat race number 2 is going to be an interesting one to watch. Kaiser Manufacturing heat race number 3. Shane Clanton on the pole with Trey Mills there on that one. Brendan Smith and Cody Overton in row number 2. Tristan Chamberlain, Zach Mitchell, row 3. Brent Larson, Brody Smith, and Glenn Morris round out the field. The final heat race of the night, Jarrett Rifles, heat 4, Brandon Overton, and he needs no introduction here in the 76, of course, trying to turn things around. Hasn't been the year that they would have liked in that Longhorn Factory team, but Brandon Overton did qualify very well tonight on lap number 2, getting the pole in heat race number 4 with Brian Shirley in the number 3S. Tanner English, Drake Troutman, row number 2. Dennis Erb Jr., Joseph Joyner, row number 3. A good row there. And Kyle Bronson and Matt Dooley rounding out the lineup there in Jarrett Rifles heat race number 4. All that coming up here in just a few moments. Thank you to all the great race fans tuned in on DIRTVision, home to the greatest shows on dirt, and hope you all are enjoying tonight's coverage. The World of Outlaws will take the next 2 weekends off. If you haven't heard the news, we were supposed to be in action in 2 weeks at Tri-City Speedway, Pontoon Beach, Illinois, but instead we will take the weekend off. That weekend canceled, and we will resume action to kick off the month of October. Humboldt Speedway on Friday and 81 Speedway on Saturday, October 3rd and 4th. Then we'll head down to Louisiana at the Boot Hill Speedway, October 10th and 11th for the $50,000 to win. Of course, that one co-sanctioned with the Comp Cam Super Dirt Series down there. Of course, we were just with them at Arrowhead Speedway. A great weekend there, and then we'll be down at Boot Hill Speedway. And then the final weekend of the year, one of the best weekends in all of dirt track racing, the World of Outlaws World Finals at the dirt track at Charlotte Motor Speedway to kick off the month of November 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. That's Wednesday through Saturday. You want to be there for that. It's going to be some fun stuff there, of course, all with our friends of the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Cars Series and the Super Dirt Cars Series. You don't want to miss that. And make sure you head on out to the dirt track at Charlotte Motor Speedway, and that'll close the curtain on the 2025 season. And then we'll get ready for 2026. Make sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram and X to keep up to date with all the news happening. And if you don't have social media, no problem. Go to www.worldofoutlaws.com. Ten-minute horn sounding in the pit area for the World of Outlaws. Real American Beer Late Models presented by DIRTVision. Cars and teams have 10 minutes to present their cars to the staging area to get ready for heat race action. Once we conclude opening ceremonies, we will have our first 4 heat races of the night, the modified feature. We'll have our top 8 redraw tonight, then 2 last chance showdowns, followed by 602 Sportsman feature, our 50-lap feature, and the Charger feature. And before we went to break, we thanked our friends at Drywall Waterproofing for adding $250 to the driver that leads lap 25 and the winner here tonight as well. So $500 from them here tonight. Thank you for them for that. So as we mentioned, 10-minute horn sounding about a minute or two ago. They're scraping the walls, packing the top of the racetrack here at Senoia Raceway. And as with that, we're going to step aside to another set of commercial breaks. And when we come back, we'll inch closer to opening ceremonies. Thanks for joining us on your Saturday night here from Senoia.
For 4 decades, one name has redefined hunting precision. Jarrett Rifles, where engineering meets the art of the hunt. From African plains to American mountains, discerning hunters choose Jarrett for one reason: when opportunity presents itself, there's no room for compromise. Every rifle leaves our workshop with proven half MOA accuracy and our craftsman's personal guarantee. Jarrett Rifles, the difference between a shot and a trophy.
DIRTVision would like to thank our friends at Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts for helping us get from track to track. Your hometown racing heroes from across the country take center stage this fall at the dirt track at Charlotte Motor Speedway. It's the 10th running of the World Short Track Championship. 10 divisions of dirt track racing superstars for 3 huge nights, October 30th through November 1st. Don't miss when fenders fly and tempers rise at the World Short Track Championship. Info and more at dirtcard.com. Be there.
Lake Elmo, Minnesota. In his 8th year of Super Late Model Competition, the Soyberg Calf Ranches, Land of Pressure Washers, Hanco Corporation, Fuel Factory, The Real Cafe, B1, it's Brent Larson.
Only the toughest drivers can handle the World of Outlaws late model series. Only the toughest pressure washers carry the name Landa.
Welcome back to everyone watching around the world on DIRTVision, home to the greatest shows on dirt here to Senoia Raceway. Sun setting here at 10-minute horn, getting ready to expire down in the pit area. Let's go downstairs to Ashton Smythe. She has Bobby Pierce.
Yeah, Ruben, I am standing alongside our current points leader, Bobby Pierce here, and we're here to talk about a very special matter. September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, and Bobby, you have a very special mission alongside your car on the roof, some stickers on the side, so tell us a little bit about what Megan's mission is.
Yeah, of course. So September is obviously Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, and every year it's great to kind of get it out there, and it's something that. So let me start by saying Megan's mission is it's kind of through one of my sponsors, Low Voltage Solutions, Gary St. Cyr. That's kind of how I got to know about the whole Megan's Mission Foundation, and it's a great thing, really. So a little backstory is Megan was a very young girl. I think she got diagnosed with a super rare form of cancer at only 13 years old, and she fought that for 7 years until she unfortunately passed away. But through her long journey, her long battle with childhood cancer, she was strong. Like, it doesn't take you to know Megan. I never knew her personally, but it doesn't take you to know her to kind of fall in love with her and her story. And she was so strong with it. She created this Megan's Mission Foundation to just get it out there on what childhood cancer is and try to, fund it. And they funded $1 million in just a short time for childhood cancer research. So lots of advocacy there for it. And just her story of everything, I'm just proud to have it on the car, for the month of September. And she's always riding with me. And, I actually got to meet Megan's family, the Bug family. They came to Cedar Lake Speedway last year. We happened to win the USA Nationals last year. So they weren't there on the final night, but I won on a prelim night, and I had them in victory lane. And it just felt really special. I got to hear a lot more about Megan's whole story. And, there's just millions of kids, across the nation affected by childhood cancer, and it's probably one of the worst things. So if you want to help donate, you can go to megansmission.org, and it's just a great deal. They've got, I think 5 different researches going on, just trying to figure out how to make it to where no child has to suffer with that. So once again, I'm just proud to have it on the car for this month of September.
Everyone go check out megansmission.org to donate. Bobby Pierce carrying him alongside on his car in this month of September for Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. So donate to megansmission.org or any other childhood cancer awareness programs that you know of. But thanks to Bobby for coming up and sharing Megan's story here today. But one more piece of business to take care of before we kick off a racing action. So if you're joining us here at Senoia Speedway in Georgia, I ask that you please rise if you are able and remove your hats. And here to give tonight's invocation from Racing with Jesus Ministries, Mr. Jason Morgan.
Would you bow with us as we pray? And if you're one that prays, I ask you to pray with us tonight. Heavenly Father, we come to you thanking you for who you are, for your mercy, your grace, your love, all that you do for us, offering eternal salvation to whosoever will come and take of the water of life freely. Lord, we think about the events of this week, and the Bible said that evil men and seducers will wax worse and worse. You tell us that the devil walks about as a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour, and we've seen that played out this week in events. And we pray for our country, pray for these who are affected by all these terrible acts. And we pray that you would comfort their families, watch over them, all that's our duty to pray for. I pray for this event tonight, Lord. You just watch over the drivers, the crews, great race fans that are here, provide them with a great show, a good racing event, and just forgive us of our sins, our shortcomings. Help us to give you the glory for everything you've done for us. Bless our military, our first responders, and all it's our duty to pray for. In Jesus Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Jason, and please remain standing as we honor our great country. And here to sing tonight's national anthem, Billy Clanton's granddaughter herself, Miss Cammie Dixon.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, save us that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home
Thank you so much, Jason and Cammie, and race fans. Don't forget to donate to a Childhood Cancer Awareness Foundation here this month in September. But for right now, sit back in your seat and relax, crack a cold Real American beer, and let's get ready for some World of Outlaw late model heat races.